Welcome to the Experience Podcast. I am a multi-dimensional spiritual being having a human experience. My name is Neil, and in today's video, I want to talk about a topic related to Kundalini Energy and directly related to an experience that I had on January 14th at approximately 10:30 p.m. in the evening. And what is Kundalini Energy? And what is the difference between Kundalini Energy and like a Kundalini Awakening and a spiritual awakening? So a Kundalini awakening is an energetic process. It can be a surge of energy that may be gentle or may be gradual, or it may be sudden and intense. And with Kundalini awakening, it is directly related to the chakra system. And in the Hinduism, they talk about how the Kundalini energy is they represent it with a serpent, and it's coiled at the base of the spine, and they call it the individualized form of energy, Shakti. And the opposite of the Shakti would be the Shiva energy, which would be directly related to the crown chakra here. So that's the Kundalini energy. And with a spiritual awakening, typically it is an emotional or a psychological awakening, and the Kundalini energy is more so of an energetic awakening where you actually can feel the energy of the Kundalini. So I want to get a little bit more in depth with the Kundalini energy and how it's related to the body, and then I'm going to get directly into the experience that I had and how I felt before and how I feel after. So the Kundalini energy in Hinduism, it's a form of divine feminine energy, believed to be at the base of the spine. It's an important concept of the Shiva Tantra, where it's believed to be a force of power associated with the divine feminine or the formless aspect of the goddess. So when it's talking about the Kundalini energy, it's talking about the cosmic feminine energy that's within each of us. Kundalini is described as a sleeping, dormant potential force in the human organism. It is one of the components of an esoteric description of the subtle body, which consists of nadis, which are energy channels, chakras, which are psychic centers, prana, which is subtle energy, and bindu, which is drops of essence. So how does it feel when Kundalini awakens within you? There can be sensations of energy moving within the body, or of sensations of energy feeling like contained or trapped within parts of the body, often involving chakra points. The process may become in some way visible to the experiencer. The energy feels unbearably strong or can feel painful, sometimes accompanied by shaking, jerking, or spasms. Kundalini Yoga and the Hatha Yoga are very effective ways of triggering a Kundalini awakening, and the way that this yoga is able to do this is by activating and clearing the energy centers through specific chakra aligned postures. So they do it by they activate and clear the chakras by having certain poses and positions that they put the body in to align the chakra system. Other spiritual postural practices like Qigong can be a trigger too. So what's this symbolism of the serpent? The Kundalini awakening through meditation is historically represented by a serpent or a snake because of what the animal has represented since ancient times. Snakes have also been thought of as an eternal and continual renewal of life. So that kind of can give you an overview of what the Kundalini energy consists of, and the links to the information that I just presented is going to be in the description of this video, and I highly recommend that you look them up and do your own research and find other links and do multiple researches, and because your research that you do is the only research that's valuable to you. I don't know anything. That's why I'm open to learn something. And point being, your research is the most important research for you. And so now I want to get directly into the experience that I had. And it was around 9 o'clock. I went and did a workout. I did a leg workout. I did quads, glutes, calves, and I also worked out my biceps, and I also worked out abs and chest all in the same evening. And it was a super intense workout. I took a pre-workout beforehand, so I was caffeinated there with approximately 200 milligrams of caffeine, and also vitamins and minerals. I believe I'd taken an omega-3 1,000 milligram pill before my pre-workout, like before as in like 10-15 minutes before, along with a 250 milligram niacin pill, which is a part of the B vitamin. You have your B complex, and niacin is part of the B. It's part of the complex of the B vitamins. So, and then I'd also taken some vitamin D3 and approximately 15,000 IUs of vitamin D3 before my pre-workout. And then I took my pre-workout, and then I did that workout. And why am I saying the vitamins that I took and what I took beforehand, because I feel like each and every aspect of what I put into my body before this experience, during this experience, had an effect on this Kundalini awakening process. So I did my workout and I was feeling amazing, and I arrived home, and sort of at the, like, maybe halfway through my workout, so I still had like probably a half hour left, I began listening to a Kundalini Awakening music mix, which is going to be in the description of this video. And it's the same mix that I played at the beginning of this video. So I began listening to that within like a half hour of finishing my workout, and I continued listening to it. I had earbuds in my ears, wireless earbuds connected via Bluetooth. So it was a very personal music experience. And I continued listening to this music. After I finished working out, I left the gym. I got in my vehicle, still listening to the music, and I drive home. And I parked my vehicle, and I was really like in the zone with this music. And I've had wonderful, amazing experiences with this music before, and what I found was my awareness was really up by my crown chakra, and my awareness, like literally all the awareness of my being was at the top of my head by my crown chakra. In part, I was creating that, but I was using the music through vibration and frequency to kind of channel my awareness up towards my crown chakra. And so I was sitting there in my truck, and I still had it running, and then so I turned it off, but I was like in a meditative state that I have yet to experience before now, and now after this I haven't ever experienced it again. But so I was kind of in this meditative state, and it was so relaxing and so calming that I did not feel the urge to even exit my vehicle. So I was sitting there really straight, back aligned, and I even remember like scooting my tush, my buttocks to the back of the seat to really align my back, and it was fascinating because I didn't have any concept of exactly what was going on, but it felt amazing, it felt calming, I felt super relaxed, and my awareness was by my crown chakra towards the top of my head. So I was feeling all of that, and I was just sitting there meditating, and I feel this stirring, and now my awareness was still by the top of my head, but I was aware of things that were happening in my body. So I felt this stirring by my root chakra. And your root chakra would be your red energy center, and it would be like the lowest chakra. It's directly related to instant gratification, taking things like right now and feeling gratitude because of it, like smoking, like drinking, like eating fast food is instant gratification for your lower chakra. And it's also related to sexual energy. So like lust for sex, that's all directly related to your lower chakra. And so I feel this stirring in that region area, and I was still meditating, and I had my awareness at the top of my head by my crown chakra, and I feel this energy begin to, it felt like it was pretty sudden and pretty intense, and it felt like that. It felt movie, but not movie like it was going like from one side of my body to the other, but more so kind of by my spine. And it felt like this, and it felt like it was moving up my spine, and I was still meditating, and I felt it move. And this was maybe over the course of 2 to 5 minutes, so a very sudden thing that I began to feel. And I feel it moving up. Maybe by like the 1 minute mark, it might have been about by my chest, maybe 1.5, 2 minutes. Like, time was not even a concept in my mind at this point. I was so present and aware of the energetic change that was happening in my body. And I felt this go through my throat, all the way up through the back of my spine. And once it reached my head, it felt like it went like this, and then like bloomed and spread over the entire top of my head, like a blanket, or like a it was like a super relaxing feeling, and it didn't hinder my thoughts. Rather, it felt like it had opened my mind up to have no thoughts, but to basically, I didn't have any thoughts at that point. I was merely feeling this energy that was very caring. But what it felt like was like my mind was like illuminated, and it was one of the most gentle and graceful and relaxing and calm feelings that I have probably ever experienced to this point. And there was visuals associated with it, like, and when I say visuals, it was like a psychedelic experience type of thing, to where once it reached my head and kind of spread, I felt like I was almost in a DMT type experience. And when like the visuals, it wasn't so much like there weren't any fractals or things that weren't there, but like the visual aspect of it was that it felt like I could see this energy that was moving throughout my body, and it was like a upwards, but once it was here, I was almost still able to like I had my eyes open, but if I would have closed my eyes, I would have still been able to like see this energy in the exact same light, or the exact same way that I had with my eyes open, because it wasn't like I was looking at the energy, but my awareness was turned inwards, and it was like I was seeing the energy without having to look at it, like it was present in my visual field because of the energy itself. Like the feeling combined, it's so fascinating. Like, me trying to explain it sounds like it's this thing where like the feeling, and it was like it was literally just in my visual field. I didn't have to look at it to see it. It was just there, and I was able to see it and to feel it. And so I felt that, and I was just like in bliss for probably another 5 to 10 minutes, still listening to this music. And then after that, I came inside, I ate something, and still had my awareness way up by the top of my head. And at that point, I went to bed and slept. And that was the extent of my experience. So I hope this can inspire you and maybe shed some light on what the potential is of you as an individual. And I want to backtrack some to the part where right after my workout, I drank a protein drink that consisted of 40 grams of whey protein, along with a super green mix, along 5 grams of a super green mix, and also 5 grams of a spirulina algae powder, along with, this was all in the same protein shake. And there was also 5 grams of creatine in this, along with 5 grams of glutamine, all in this shake. And so I drank this before I left the gym, and so I drank this at the gym, and then I drove home. So I feel like that was a important aspect to talk about, because of the things that I had been ingesting before the experience. So thank you so much for your time and attention. Your time and attention is of the highest value to me. So thanks again. I feel humbled to share this experience. Stay blessed, stay multi-dimensional, continue experiencing.